official World Cup coverage on SJ Radio.
Here we go, more World Cup action for yourself. South Korea and Germany live streaming now, and updates from Mexico and Sweden. So here's how we're going to play it. This is on Group F. Looking at Group F at the moment. The headline starts at Mexico in first place with 6 points, then Germany second with 3 points, Sweden 3 points, and Korea Republic -2 goal difference with no points. So Korea Republic are basically out anyway. Okay, but you can still go through Sweden and Germany. It's a tough one, both with 0 goal difference and both with 3 points. Mexico lose to Sweden though. Sweden will take 6 points, and then Germany and Sweden has to score at least 3 goals against Mexico to go through. Germany on the other hand, 3 points if Korea Republic do decide to get a win, at least 4 goals to 0. That will knock Germany off knock Germany off second point, and then Korea Republic go through. Also, if Mexico and Sweden end up in a draw, and Germany and Republic end up a draw, or even Korea Republic win, Sweden will take Germany's place in second place, knocking Germany down to third place, and Germany and Korea Republic go home. So it's all tit to tail at the moment. Anybody's games and other matches to tell you about tonight, of course. We have Brazil and Siberia at 7 o'clock, also Switzerland and Costa Rica. That's Group E's table. Looking at Group E, Brazil 4 points, Switzerland 4 points, goal difference 2 to Brazil, 1 to Switzerland. Siberia 3, 0 goal difference, and then Costa Rica -3 goal difference, no points. So Brazil and Switzerland are through at the moment. Siberia and Costa Rica are out. Of course, Siberia. Siberia has Brazil tonight, so if for whatever reason Brazil lose tonight, Siberia wins, that'll bring them down to 6 points. Siberia are through, and Switzerland and Brazil get knocked down. Costa Rica will go up. So groups E and F are sort of like pretty much even at the moment. It's anybody's game. So we're going to give you live updates from Mexico and Sweden, as we always do, but live coverage now. Costa Rica, Germany, it was anything like yesterday's games, with Nigeria and Argentina, Iceland and Korea. It was go up and down, up and down, up and down. It can always go like that, couldn't it? Yesterday's results in Australia got knocked out by Peru 2-0. Denmark and France go through a 0-0 draw, so that knocks Australia and Peru out of the competition. Denmark and France go through. Also Argentina and Costa Rica go through as well. That was yesterday's results. So yesterday after, Monday's Uruguay and Russia's go through, and Spain and Portugal's go through, knocking Iran and Morocco out, and also Saudi Arabia and Egypt out the competition as well. So Germany, South Korea, let's do it.
The World Cup. This is SJ Radio.
Airline up as well, Chris, because Yoon Young-sun has come into the side this afternoon, and we believe, and just looking at him, he's there now, he is actually going to play in the back four, and Jang Hyun-soo, who has been playing in the back four, alongside Kim Young-gwon, is actually going to go into holding midfield. So over the first 10 minutes or so, we'll just have a look at how they're lining up. Shot to nothing for them. I mean, they're against the world champions, the world #1 team. No pressure, go for it.
Yeah, you say that, and let's get it right. They are lucky to still be in it. You lose your first 2 games in the World Cup. Fortunate that they have another shot.
Under pressure here is Jonas Hector. Didn't want to concede the corner. There were 2 South Korean players on him. So South Korea have the throw on the right-hand side, down by the corner flag. Twisting and turning here, Lee Jae-sung pokes the ball into the penalty area. Lee Yong plays it back. Germany scrambling to get that clear. They do so. It's up to the halfway line.
It's actually Mesut Ozil there in his own box.
Yeah.
Just making an interception.
And here is Yoon Young-sun that I mentioned coming into the back 4. Lee Yong is right back, Hong Chul at left back, Yoon Young-sun and Kim Young-gwon are the 2 centre-backs. Nicholas Zula is chasing a long ball downfield, trying to shepherd that out of play, gets a little nudge, he's done his job, and the ball is behind for a goal kick. Early update from Yekaterinburg on the other game in the group, Mexico-Sweden. Vicky Sparks.
Still goalless, but an early yellow card for Mexico. Remember, fair play could come into play in terms of deciding the final group standings. Their left-back, Jesus Gallardo, into the book for a challenge on Ola Toivonen, both challenging for an aerial ball. Looked a little soft. Sweden couldn't make the most of the free kick. Grunkvist was in and around the 6-yard box, but Mexico clearing away, still 0-0.
So what does that mean, Ali?
Oh, don't, Chris, don't. Don't start me on yellow cards and red cards and minus points and whatever. When it comes to it, we'll deal with it. The other thing I really enjoyed in the first couple of minutes of the game, a Chris Sutton commentary is not a Chris Sutton commentary unless he looks at you and says, let's get it right. Always got to be in there. And you've ticked that box early on. 3 minutes played. South Korea 0, Germany 0. The atmosphere does feel a little subdued, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah, it is a little bit flat, but you'd expect Germany to really try and dictate the tempo of this game.
Here they come through the middle. Ozil just dances past one challenge, then lays the ball back to Toni Kroos. Oh, Ozil's lost a boot. Or as Bill McLaren would say, the famous rugby commentator, he's lost a slipper. And he's just putting that back on in the centre circle. So we're going to get a slight stoppage in play. I'm aware I've got to give you the rest of the South Korean lineup as well. We've done the back 4 and the goalkeeper. But at the moment, Germany, no pressure at all, just running the ball across midfield. Toni Kroos, 5 yards inside the South Korean half, plays it across to Khedira. Khedira away to the right-hand side. Kimmich has made a run forward down the right. Zula to Hummels. Hummels here, down the right. South Korea break play up, into the Germany half they go. Zula can't keep that in, and it is out for a throw into South Korea. So 4 minutes played. South Korea 0, Germany 0.
South Korea just retreating into their own half, letting Germany play in front of them and trying to nick the ball back and break at pace, and they do have pace with Son up top.
Throwing South Korea 10 yards inside the Germany half. As things stand at the moment, both games 0-0.
Game for Germany, but Germany actually 67% possession, had more shots than Mexico. I don't think it was as bad as everybody made out.
Here they come, Germany on the move at pace. Timo Werner. For Kujar.
But a good start from Sweden. Forsberg with a free kick, beaten away from under his own goal post by Ochoa, who conceded the free kick after handling outside his area. He claimed that he didn't. The replay showed it was a rather harsh decision, and Sweden again can't make the most of the opportunity. But a good start from them in Yekaterinburg. Mexico 0, Sweden 0.
Sweden will qualify with a win, or if they better Germany's result. Germany have some defending to do, and here is Son Heung-min. Hummels challenges him. The ball runs free here in midfield. Koo-ja Chol has played it to Lee Jae-sung, who's one of their most creative players. He's got two German defenders right on top of him here. He's taken the ball down to the corner flag, can't work his way through there. Germany come away down the left-hand side. Ozil just shifts it onto Werner. Werner's fouled from behind there by Yun, and the free kick goes to Germany. 6.5 minutes played. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Chris Sutton.
I just felt that Germany, they should have started the game with a bit more intensity. Joachim Löw talking about not losing their nerve, not panicking against Sweden. They really need to start popping the ball around a little bit quicker than they are doing.
BBC Radio 5 live at the World Cup. Ozil curls a pass out to the left-hand side. It's just too straight then. It's ended up with the goalkeeper. Jonas Hector had loads of space to run into.
That was half a chance, Ozil. When he gets on that half-turn, such a good waiter. Such good weight on his passes. You can't say waiter. Such good weight on his passes. And he should have made that one with Hector making a run down that left-hand side.
South Korea 0, Germany 0. I think Chris might have waiters on the mind in a Thai restaurant for lunch today. You asked for the soup extra hot. You really asked for it. You made your point 2 or 3 times, and you were absolutely pouring with sweat.
He stitched me up, the chef, didn't he?
7 minutes played, first half in Kazan. South Korea 0, Germany 0, Mexico 0, Sweden 0. As it stands at the moment, and things will change throughout the afternoon, Mexico going through as group winners and Germany going through as runners-up. But there's a situation, we could have Mexico, Germany, Sweden all finishing on 6 points. We could have Germany, Sweden and South Korea all finishing on 3 points. That's why we've been doing the maths. Strong sliding challenge from Jung there. Right, well, if South Korea get through, something I can tell you is that he won't be playing in the last 16. Already picked a booking up in the tournament, and he's booked for the challenge there. And, of course, that doesn't help the fair play points either, Chris. South Korea would drop to -7, but...
and I think when you come off your feet, like Jung did there, you always give the referee a decision to make. He got his card out. I think that's the right decision. That was a reckless challenge.
Drumbeat pounding in the background in Kazan. A sort of half-hearted attempt at a Mexican wave going around the stadium here. Mexico and Sweden playing in Yekaterinburg, so it's in the wrong place really, but it also just tells you about the tempo of the game so far. And as
I think half-hearted is absolutely spot on, the tempo of this game with so much at stake.
I know.
You'd expect Germany to be more assertive.
Let's see what they can do here. Zula crosses the halfway line, looking for Werner. Khedira slides in, gives it to Werner. Ball's played back to the edge of the area here. Royce is making a run, but Ozil's onto the ball, turns 25 yards out, uses the outside of his left foot. Kimmich has to chase this hard on the right-hand side. First time ball into the near post is volleyed away by Kim, and out for a throw-in to Germany, which they will take quickly. Khedira, in his bright white boots, started the first game. Sebastian Rudy came into the team in the second game. His nose is not in good shape, so Khedira's back in. Here's Royce. Hector behind him, left-hand side. Germany in bright green. Hector to Kroos. Kroos points and prompts, but he dribbles here. Good move as well. Drifting between defenders. Cross deflected, headed away from the penalty spot. Lee Jae-sung just nods it back to the right back. Who's another Lee? That's Lee Yong. He's happy to whack it anywhere. It's going to come back quickly for Germany. 10 minutes played. And with South Korea 0, Germany 0, we're Mexico 0, Sweden 0. Kimmich in possession on the right-hand side. Caught on the edge of the area. Germany get the free kick, and that is Moon Seon-min, who rather recklessly has run in to make the challenge and didn't get the ball.
He just brings Kimmich down, and this is an opportunity. Zula going forward, big physical presence, 6'5", and Max Hummels, I've seen him score some goals over the years. It's all about the delivery though.
Scored 2 at the last World Cup as Germany went on to win against Portugal in the group stages, and a big win against them at the start of the tournament, and a big one in the quarter-finals as well to help them beat France 1-0. Free kick from over on the right-hand side. If you are just tuning in, no Thomas Müller for Germany. Played every single game at the World Cup 4 years ago, so the last time he didn't feature in one. It was 8 years ago. Kroos with the free kick into the near post. Header is flicked away. Chased by Zula. Big lumbering centre-back who goes tumbling down like a giant redwood there. Got a little shove in the back, but throw-in given, not free kick. But again, it's slightly soporific at the moment in terms of pace. What are you chuckling at there?
I don't know what soporific means.
Sleep-inducing. And then it's your cue to say, well, that's what most of the trip's been like with you, but I want to jump in there first. Here's Kroos. Cross to Khedira. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Just looking at Joachim Löw here as well, Chris, standing on the sidelines in his T-shirt and dark trousers, whether he's going to try and sort of get his team to pick up the impetus a bit. Kroos chips the ball to Hector on the left-hand side, kills it stone dead on his left boot, forced backwards towards the halfway line, plays the ball across the pitch to Khedira.
I think South Korea are just happy, well, they're happy just sitting in, which is why the centre-forward decision, Werner over Gomez, been a bit of an odd one.
Ball chipped in towards Hector. Couldn't win the header on the edge of the area. I mean, that is a fullback really getting forward. Suddenly found himself in the centre-forwards position. And the goalkeeper, Cho, clears quickly downfield. He's done well there as well. He found Son. Son challenged by Hummels. And Germany have the ball back on the edge of their own penalty area. 12 minutes play. BBC Radio 5 Live in Kazan this afternoon. 7 o'clock tonight. Full commentary on Serbia against Brazil. In Group E, Brazil on 4 points, Switzerland on 4, Serbia on 3. Switzerland playing Costa Rica. I'm not going through the permutations of that one. That is for Ian Dennis and Pat Nevin to deal with for you later on. Neuer's in light grey this afternoon, clears with his right foot. Lee Yong covers it, nods it back to his goalkeeper, and South Korea can build from the back. Another check-in at Ekaterinburg. Vicky Sparks.
Still Mexico 0, Sweden 0, but Sweden well on top. Their striker Marcus Berg going close with an overhead kick, stooping on the edge of the 6-yard box off a Grant Fister's header, bounced just wide of the near post. Mexico 0, Sweden 0.
Germany have won the ball back high up the pitch. Goretzka won it initially. Royce plays it to the right-hand side. Low cross is brilliantly blocked at the near post. It's behind for a Germany corner. And all of a sudden, Chris, there they were, bang, right in their faces.
Yeah, it was South Korea sloppy in possession, and then the Germans pounced, but it's a poor cross. There are 3 players in the box. I think Werner, it was at the far post, just had to miss that first man out, and he would have had an easy tap-in. Chance wasted.
13 and a half minutes played. Germany, if they win by 2 or more, definitely through to the last 16. Away swinging corner to the penalty spot. Khedira gets up, heads it straight in the air. Awkward one for the goalkeeper. That might have been dropping in the top corner, but he jumped up high and claimed it with both hands. He's all in yellow, Neuer's all in grey. What will be disappointing, Chris, having done all that maths, all the time we spent on it, if both games finish 0-0 and the table just stays as it ever was, that'll feel like a few hours we won't get back.
It may be a relief if it stays 0-0.
Yoon Sung-yoon clears with his right foot, one of the 4 players brought in to the side by Shin Tae-yong. Chris wasn't happy with his message to his players about the 1% chance of beating Germany. You felt that was slightly negative, Chris?
Well, I mean, it was negative, really. He's sort of talked his team down all tournament, talked about the defenders losing confidence, and he said hopefully they will restore it in this game. But South Korea, they've got to believe they are still in with the chance.
They certainly are. Win the game, and if Mexico beats Sweden, South Korea could still qualify. Hector left-hand side, bit of a dribble down to the byline. His cross is blocked by Lee, and it's behind for another German corner. And the stadium suddenly has got noisy for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, it's all been too flat so far from Germany. Thought they would have started quicker, but they lack that physical presence when they do cross balls into the box.
Let's see what they can do from the set piece. Toni Kroos has Royce, who's come in short. Royce is complaining that the South Korean defender is not 10 yards. Germany get on with it anyway. Here's Ozil, curling cross to the deep post. Zula wins the header, nods it down, and Goretzka was trying to get on the end of it, and Cho, the keeper for South Korea, grabs the bouncing ball. They have a man down, so we're going to get a stoppage in play. South Korea 0, Germany 0, 15 minutes gone. Mexico 0, Sweden 0. As it stands at the moment, Mexico winning the group on 7 points, and Germany sitting in second place in the group, who would go through as runners-up.
I think it's Chu who's gone down, an aerial challenge with Zula, who headed it back across goal, and Goretzka wasn't far away. It was well read of the South Korean goalkeeper. Nothing really clear-cut as of yet for Germany.
Should mention as well, of course, England back in action tomorrow in their game against Belgium to see who's going to win that group. Group G. Full commentary from Kaliningrad with John Murray and Chris Waddle. It kicks off at 7 o'clock in the evening, but the build-up will be throughout the day, so it'll be on that World Cup Daily podcast, which is available to download every morning if you're on your way to school or on your way to work. Nice 30 minutes, 40 minutes wrapping up today's action, building up to England-Belgium. I'm sure Robbie Savage will be quite excited tomorrow morning, Chris, with England-Belgium on the way. His show on from 8:30. 16 minutes played, first half. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Being played at a snail's pace at the moment. Goalkeeper Cho, with his right foot, clears down to the edge of the penalty area. Hummels heads it away. Khedira thought about, he's been penalised for a high foot. I thought he pulled out of swinging the boot, but South Korea get the free kick, 30 yards out, pretty central position.
Yeah, correct decision. And just feel, is this within range? I think it's a little bit too far out for a shot. There's another discussion.
There's 6 of them discussing this at the moment.
There's another one gone in there.
7 of them. 7 South Korean players deciding what needs to be done.
It's a team game. Shall we shoot or shall we cross?
That's the decision. Let's have a vote on it. Right, who are the 2 players standing over it down there? Kim Young-won, the centre-back, is one of them. And the other one is Jung Woo-young. And it looks like it will be he who will strike this with his right foot. Takes a long run back. Manuel Neuer is happy with his wall.
He's got a 3-man wall. Neuer just lining it up.
Just in a little slither of sunshine where it's poking through the sort of metalwork of the stadium roof above us. Again, a very deliberate pacing back a la Cristiano Ronaldo. This is Jung Woo-young getting ready to take the free kick, and here he comes with his right foot, drives it, dipping. Neuer spills it, rebounds almost there, Neuer slaps it away. South Korea so nearly 1-0 up in Kazan.
Dreadful goalkeeping from Neuer. It's a ball, it's actually straight down his throat, doesn't go over the wall, and he spills it. It's just going in his midriff, an easy one. I'm not having it dipped, this, that and the other, and Son is inches away. Neuer, to his credit, gets back up and hooks it around the post, but Son not far away at all from prodding South Korea into the lead.
Horrible moment. One of the world's greatest goalkeepers, Son with the corner, curled into the German penalty area. Lee Yong with the right-footed drive almost sticks it out of the stadium, or as Chris Sutton would say, mind the windows.
Yeah, we don't know what that is in Russian, do we?
No.
I tell you what a moment that could have been.
Could have been indeed. First really good chance of the game there has gone to South Korea. Germany trying to play out from the back. Jonas Hector is pulled to the ground, so we've got time to get to Ekaterinburg again and Vicky Sparks.
Mexico 0, Sweden 0, but Emil Forsberg has missed a huge chance for Sweden, blazing over unmarked 10 yards out. At the other end, Mexico's first chance of the game, Carlos Vela curling a shot just wide. Remember, Mexico just need a point to qualify as group winners. Sweden need to better Germany's result or win to go through.
20 minutes played in the first half in Kazan. Ozil's little first-time ball, then knocked down the right-hand side here for Werner to chase. Werner's got 2 defenders there with him. Ewan is one of them. He's won the ball, played it down the left-hand side. Hong's got to be careful, and he's given it back to Werner. Werner's cross deflected. Chance to clear again from the edge of the area is scuffed. Germany win it back. Royce gives it to Goretzka. Wide to Ozil, right-hand side. Thought about a little floaty cross with the left foot. Decided against it, turned back. And Germany will build again.
He didn't want to throw it in there, Ozil. They don't have any physical presence. The South Korean defenders, 6 in a line. Across saying, yeah, go on, put it in, we'll deal with it.
Zula's shoved in the back. Moon, who's playing left-hand side for South Korea, like Son, has got real pace, a real busy, zippy running action. He was right on top of Zula there. Khedira's ball swung to the left-hand side. Here's Hector, chests it down, looks for a low cross into the penalty area. That's blocked. Hector looking to get onto the rebound. Ball is now 30 yards from the South Korean goal. Kimmich, who's over in the inside left position all of a sudden, thought about a shot, floats the right-footed pass. Ozil has to leap acrobatically to control it on his left foot, plays it down the right-hand side, cross comes in, blocked at source. Ozil then wins a header on the edge of the area, can only head it backwards, and Zula, the giant centre-back from Bayern Munich, just shifts it sideways to Hummels. Hummels 40 yards out from the South Korean goal, plays it to the right-hand side. Kimmich, no one going near him here as he puts the cross in, and the goalkeeper just plucks it out of the air. Goretzka was the closest challenger.
Germany have been looking to fire low crosses in. So many bodies in the box. Should have started with Gomez, absolutely should have started with him. Didn't see South Korea going toe-to-toe with Germany, so there would be space in behind for the pace of Werner.
Both games 0-0 in Group F. BBC Radio 5 Live at Russia 2018. As it stands, Mexico and Germany going through. Kroos under pressure here from Lee Jae-sung. Foul on Kroos. And Germany get themselves the free kick.
See Joachim Löw saying today he was going to keep in touch, hear what's going on in the other game. Well, if Sweden have been dominant in the early stages, then Germany really need to up their game.
Goretzka's brought down. It's going to be another yellow card for South Korea here, and that's Lee Jae-sung who picks up that one. So South Korea just racking up the fouls at the moment, and we have our expert maths teacher who probably won't do a Graham Poll and end up with 3 yellow cards, or if he does, I don't think he'll ever be able to go back to wherever he used to teach again. Midway through the first half, South Korea 0, Germany 0, and the only real chance in the game so far when Manuel Neuer spilled the free kick and Son very nearly got to the rebound. Ozil's ball through the middle. It's just not clicking at the moment, straight through for the goal kick.
Happening for Germany. Do you know what, with so much at stake, I'm really surprised with this start. We talked about how good they were in that last 13, 14, 15 minutes, down to 10 men against Sweden. You thought they would have gained real confidence from that. Joachim Löw talking about the elation in the dressing room, euphoria. You wanted to take that mood into this game. Well, they haven't done so far.
Just to remind you as well, Germany have never ever failed to make the group stages of a World Cup, and that is the danger they face in Kazan this afternoon. Defending to do. Germany close ranks. South Korea have the ball on the halfway line with Jang. Jang just toes it back to Jung. Jung plays a little 1-2, centre circle, looks up, pings the diagonal beautifully off his right foot, and finds his right back Lee. Lee fires that into Moon. Moon with a little 1-2. Moon couldn't collect the return pass, but Lee has another chance to cross. That's a good ball in, headed away. Son on the volley, drives it wide. That sat up perfectly for him. He caught it sweetly. He couldn't get it on target, and immediately Manuel Neuer's got the ball down, and Germany are away, Chris Sutton.
South Korea have been the bigger threat chance-wise in the final third. They've looked more of a threat. They've had the chances. Son got to hit the target there. It dropped. He was under no pressure. 14 yards out. Right-hand side. Slashed wildly at it, well over the bar.
25 minutes played, and I tell you what, I wouldn't say Germany are rocking, but they're not at it, Chris Sutton, and it does put them in danger at the moment, this way this group stands. Looking for Royce through the middle. Khedira's ball is cleared up towards the halfway line. Kimmich down the line here. Chance for Goretzka to run at speed into the penalty area, just closed out there. It was Werner actually on the charge, closed out by the 2 defenders. Ozil can't control on the edge of the box. And South Korea happy for that to go anywhere. Slice clearance, and it goes out for a German throw.
It's not just about winning, though, is it, for Germany? The mindset of these German players, I talked about their mentality over the years. They seem to have the strongest mentality out of all the nations, but the mindset surely has to be not winning well. Let's blow South Korea out of this game early on, rack up the goals and qualify comfortably.
No Thomas Müller, no Julian Draxler in this Joachim Löw starting lineup. Toni Kroos, it's his 6th major tournament, Joachim Löw. It's been to at least the semi-finals every single time with Germany. Germany, who've been to the semi-finals at the World Cup in 7 of the last 9 tournaments and all of the last 4. That is just how impressive they are on the biggest stage of all. 20 minutes to be played in the first half. They've not been impressive in Kazan so far. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Hummel's ball into the area, headed away by Kim. Lee Jae-sung lays it back to Lee Yong, and then he asks Jae-sung to go and chase one down the right-hand touchline. He was never going to get there, and Hummels jogs in and just plays it back to Manuel Neuer. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Mexico 0, Sweden 0. Mexico topping the group as it stands. Germany going through as runners-up. Delicious possibility for Germany-Brazil. Last 16 game, depending on how the groups fall today. And Jung has it again to South Korea. Chips the ball wide, just overhits it. Hong can't catch it, and the ball's out for a Germany throw.
They're beginning to fancy this South Korea. 26-27 minutes in, they're getting belief, and it's Germany who have to come up with the ideas in this game. They haven't done so far. It's all too slow, too ponderous, too many touches, lack of rhythm, lack of urgency.
It's Chris Sutton with us in Kazan. Toni Kroos on the ball inside his own half. Lee Jae-sung's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card. 2 of the players as well. Jung in central midfield, also on a yellow card. Goretzka lays it off to Kimmich, 10 yards inside the South Korean half. Goretzka slipped. He did manage to get his pass back to Zula. Zula with his long stride finds Kroos. Kroos towards Ozil. That's better. Ozil wide right here. Chance for Germany to get a good ball in. It's behind Ozil. It's behind Werner, and it comes all the way through the penalty area. And here's Hector. Hector to Werner. Werner just inside the box on the left-hand side. Down to the byline. Crosses hard to the near post. Headed behind. And whoever caught that on the head, I think it might have been Yun, is seeing stars. He's down. He's going to need treatment. Germany corner coming up. It's South Korea 0, Germany 0.
Yeah, it was Yun. First time we've seen Werner look a threat. Little shift on with the right foot onto the left foot. And this left-hand side drives across him. But there was another chance wasted initially from Germany. Ozil on the half-turn, popped the ball out on the right-hand side. It wasn't the best cross-in. Germany had loaded the box. Just out with the final pass. Got to take more care.
Still waiting here as treatment continues to be delivered to Yun, who's flat on his back, lying in the 6-yard box. We've got bright blue skies above the Kazan arena. One of the most, well, they're all distinctive at this tournament, but this is it's a fantastic view as you come across the Kazanka River on a big bridge, and you can see the sort of bright green roof, sort of sloping, swerving roof away in the distance, with the stadium sitting on the banks of the river. England could actually be here if they make it through to the quarterfinals. Could actually play Brazil or Germany here, but Germany, as we're watching, got to try and sort themselves out. South Korea have had the better chances in this game. 0-0, corner for Germany. Kroos with it, headed away to the edge of the box. Kimmich will get there first. Support on the right-hand side. Little 1-2. Ball is given back to Kimmich from Royce. Royce tackled. Germany throw on the right. Werner's there offering the short one. And Zula also behind Kimmich. Kimmich level with the South Korean penalty area. He needs an option here. Goretzka comes jogging towards him, and in the end has to sling it low and hard, bouncing ball towards the halfway line. Kroos, right-footed ball, not at that much pace, goes bobbling across the turf to find Hector. Kroos gets it back, short pass here, played to Royce. Royce to Khedira.
It might not be the worst thing if Sweden score. Actually, it may liven the Germans up, because everything is so slow at the moment.
Here they come again. Zula on the right-hand side. Kimmich making the run. Zula goes for a cross. That's awful. I mean, that's just a high, hopeful swinging ball with no one near it. Ball is thumped clear up to the halfway line. Headed down. Now here's a better chance for Germany. Goretzka's able to pick the ball up in a central position 50 yards out. Kimmich in awful pass straight through for a goal kick. Vicky Sparks, bring us news from Mexico, Sweden.
Well, big drama here. It's still goalless between Mexico and Sweden, but Sweden have been denied a penalty It wasn't given by the Argentinian referee Nestor Pitana. He then looked at VAR. It was for a handball by Javier Hernandez. Now it's one of these, was it a clear and obvious error? When you watch it again you think, oh, on balance maybe that was a deliberate handball by Javier Hernandez, but the referee has decided, having not given it in the first place, it wasn't a clear and obvious error, so he hasn't reversed his decision. From the resulting corner, Berg has drawn a fantastic save from Achalka. Sweden have another corner, still goalless, and Sweden coach Jan Andersson furious that they didn't get that penalty decision for a handball by Hernandez.
Thank you, Vicky. Group as it stands, Mexico going through as the winners, Germany as runners-up. Both games are 0-0, and with all the permutations, that's all we need. VAR as well getting involved. Hector to Ozil. Now Ozil's miscued a pass. 2 or 3 attempted through balls in the last couple of minutes have been poor, Chris, in execution, not in idea, but it's just sloppy, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, and you just expect more. Is the pressure getting to Germany? You wouldn't think so with their record in World Cups. Some of the big name players they have out there, but it's just been lacklustre. I think that's the best way to describe it. I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised. Gets to half-time, 0-0. They'll get a physical presence on. Gomez came on at half-time against Sweden the other night.
Chance here through the middle for Marco Reus. South Korea backing off, lines up the shot, bounces back to him, headed by Hector. Volley's miscued. There's a free kick given on the edge of the penalty area for handball from the rebound from the initial shot from Reus. Reus is complaining, well, I couldn't get my arm out of the way. I mean, at least we had some excitement, Chris Sutton.
Yes. Reus just driving in a central position, gets a shot off. I don't see how the referee can give a handball for that. Comes straight back to him, Reus. It's accidental, hits him on the left hand. That was half an opportunity for Germany, but Werner slashed horribly wide. Really good goal scoring opportunity, wouldn't have counted anyway.
South Korean keeper Cho, long downfield. Son jumps, wins the header. Hector's in the way to clear. Ozil controls, plays it back to Kadir, who's under pressure. Zula finds Hummels. Son very close to him again. Hummels floats a ball across the face of his own penalty area. Moon goes chasing here. Kimmich goes tumbling. And Germany get themselves the free kick. The two nations have played each other twice before at World Cups. 1994, Germany won 3-2. A certain fellow called Jürgen Klinsmann got a couple. And they played in the semi-finals in 2002. And South Korea made it all the way to the semi-finals. And Michael Ballack scored the goal that took Germany through to the final that they eventually lost to Brazil. 12 minutes left in a first half that has not been a good one for Germany. South Korea will be much the happier. South Korea 0, Germany 0, although a point no good at all for South Korea. But just in terms of the chances they've created and the fact that Germany just don't seem to be offering that much. Kroos, Germany in the green, coming again down the right-hand side. Kadir has made a little run outside right. Cross blocked again. Germany throw on the right. Kadira wants to take it quickly. No, he's going to leave it. So Joshua Kimmich goes jogging towards him.
They've looked comfortable though, haven't they? South Korea at the back, well organised. They're saying, you throw crosses in, we will deal with it.
It's another awful pass. Son is almost able to intercept. Couldn't quite control it. Germany have the ball again inside the South Korean half. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Kroos in the sunshine. Passes to Ozil in the shade. Ball played to the right. Kimmich's low cross. 3 players in there. Couldn't beat the first defender.
Yeah, but Kimmich getting nice and high. They're looking for those low crosses. The two holding midfielders from South Korea, they're getting back in and snuffing everything out.
Neuer almost missed controls, which again is unusual for him. Just shows, doesn't it, all over the pitch, Germany not quite at it. Right, here's Joachim Löw with his hands going, come on, move it, let's pick up the tempo a little bit. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Kimmich on the right-hand side, looks for Goretzka. First World Cup appearance for him, joining Bayern Munich for next season, having helped Schalke finish second this season. Ozil's closed down, shoved in the back, I think, by Moon, yes. Free kick to Germany.
Silly challenge. Talk about Goretzka. That call over Thomas Muller, such an experienced player, big game player. Scrutiny on the manager if this doesn't go right.
10 World Cup goals as well, Chris. Here come Germany on the right. Reus waiting in the middle. Kimmich lays it back to Ozil. Ozil with his left boot languidly strokes the pass low to Kroos. Kroos finds Hector. Hector is hectored off the ball there, and he has to play it back to Khedira. Ozil lets it run across his body, receives the ball back from Kroos, little right-footed pass wide to Timo Werner. Werner onto the right foot, into the penalty area, roll back to Khedira. Khedira with a touch, then a chip to the right-hand side, it doesn't come off.
Credit South Korea, so many bodies back, working hard, blocking all those little spaces.
Kimmich on the right-hand side, Goretzka comes short for him. Kimmich on the dribble this time, brings it up to the right-hand side of the penalty area. Another cross comes in, it's just over Royce's head this time. Now, had that been the inch-perfect cross, he would have had a clear header on goal. South Korea clear through Lee Yong. Hummels slides in on Son, and Germany can't keep that in, so South Korea get themselves up the pitch. They've got a throw in 10 yards inside the Germany half, or into the last 10 minutes of the first half, and it's South Korea 0, Germany 0. That's nowhere near where the ball went out, but he's been allowed to take the throw, Koo. Oh no, he hasn't.
It must have been a foul throw as well, but back and taking it again. You're talking about the cross having to be inch perfect from Germany, and it does, because they don't have physical presence. They don't have a Gomez at the moment.
Germany win the ball back deep inside their own half. Hummels to Goretzka. Timo Werner was being held back there as he tried to break free down the left-hand side. Goretzka's just going to try and use his pace to get past Hong, the South Korean left-back, but Hong is there, gets there first, plays it back to Cho. Not a good clearance from him, low up the middle of the pitch. Khedira to Kroos. Kroos's ball doesn't find its target. South Korea get the free kick. I saw a lovely quote from Hong, actually, Chris, ahead of this World Cup. He's one of 3 players in the South Korean squad who's doing his military service at the moment, and he says the World Cup is like a war. I'm going to prepare for this tournament with a soldier's mindset.
Yeah, good for him. The right way to go about it.
7 minutes left in the first half, and the best couple of chances have fallen to Son. He couldn't quite get on a rebound when Neuer spilled a free kick, and he hit a volley very sweetly from the angle, but he just couldn't quite get it on target. And Cho, the South Korean keeper, has not had a save to make. Mexico topping the group at the moment on 7 points. Oh, loose control there. Germany have it with Ozil. Ozil running towards the penalty area, feeds Werner, nice first touch onto his right foot, shots deflected over the bar and behind for a corner.
Yeah, there was that little bit of space in behind from Werner. Ozil executed the pass well, pops it out to him, makes a good diagonal run out to the right-hand side of the box, squares the defender up, little shift onto the right foot, but it's well defended, blocked, goes wide.
Corner for Germany. Let's keep an eye on the really big man, Niklas Süle of Bayern Munich, standing level with the penalty spot. Away swinging corner, headed down by Goretzka, falls to Werner, pulls the ball back into the penalty area. Oh, Hummels, nice bit of skill, gets the shot away, the keeper's on him quickly and makes the save.
Good feet from the big man Hummels. Werner actually scuffed the ball back to Hummels on the far post. Little shift back, Cho closes him down, makes a decent save.
The point you make, Chris, is a good one in terms of the Mexico-Sweden game, which is still 0-0, because Germany, if they don't win by 2 clear goals here, are vulnerable to a Sweden win, which could see Germany go out on the head-to-head.
Well, I can't ever remember a German side with so much at stake being this flat.
Down the left-hand side, Moon. Good challenge by Süle.
Risky challenge, got it right, went to ground.
Slid in, the ball's gone out for a South Korean throw on the left-hand side. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Germany out of sorts, definitely. And South Korean throw. Big bank of German supporters over on that side of the stadium, which is the far side from us. Lots and lots of the German flags waving. Ball, oh, lovely 1-2 on the edge of the penalty area between Lee and Son. Didn't quite fall for Lee, and he's gone down, he slipped and twisted his knee. That's not good news. He's one of their better players.
Yeah, Hector did well to get round. Really good interplay from Lee and Son. He popped the ball round the corner to Son. On the edge of the box, he played it back. Hector. Position perfect. He just pulls up. That isn't a good sign. I've said many times I'm no medical expert, but that looks to be some sort of muscle injury.
5 minutes left in the first half. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Mexico 0, Sweden 0. Vicky Sparks is watching that one, so while we wait for play to get back underway here, I think your game sounds, Vicky, like it's been more exciting than ours.
Yes, I think it has. We've had that big penalty appeal for Sweden, which the referee didn't give, a handball allegedly by Javier Hernandez. Sweden furious that it wasn't given. The referee did use VAR to check, but decided it wasn't a clear and obvious error, that he didn't award the penalty in the first place. So it wasn't given. Carlos Vela has been Mexico's best player. He sent another shot over. But as things stand, Mexico would qualify as group winners with this point. Sweden need to better Germany's result or win to go through. So they need to find the breakthrough. As things stand, Mexico 0, Sweden 0.
Beautifully explained. 4 minutes remaining in the first half in Kazan. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Back underway, and Lee Jae-sung is okay actually, so he twisted his knee, Chris, but fortunately for South Korea, he's back on his feet.
Very odd one, that you go down in that fashion.
Ozil's got lots of space here, centrally, left-footed ball, swept out to Hector. Hector dummies a little pass, then flicks it to Werner. Timo Werner just toying at the moment with the ball at his feet, plays it back to Kroos. Kroos to Khedira. Khedira to Zula.
It's all too slow. Really is. Too many touches on the ball.
Zula, that's a good ball though, down to Goretzka. He's taken it nicely. He's run out wide right as Goretzka. Turned again, has played it back down the right-hand touchline to Kimmich. Kimmich to Ozil, to Goretzka. Finds Hector. Hector on the turn in the penalty. Lays it off to Werner, who smashes one against the post. Wouldn't have counted.
Lovely touch though. Exquisite from Mesut Ozil on the edge of the box. Put the South Korean midfield out there. I don't know what the free kick is actually for. I think Hector prods the ball towards Werner and takes Lee down, but that looked a soft one for me.
I think Hector got a foot on the ball. He then got trodden on by Lee, and then Lee fell over Hector. I think Germany were a bit unlucky. It didn't go in anyway, so let's not make a mountain out of a molehill, Chris. Or as they say in Russia, let's not blow an elephant out of a fly. We've got to get at least one in every game. And I thought, the way this first half's gone, we might have time. South Korea 0, Germany 0. This looks promising for South Korea. Son Heung-min to Moon, looking for Son again with the 1-2. Well read by Khedira. Had to rush to clear with his left foot. The bouncing ball is dropping inside the South Korean half. And Germany have 3 forward here, and South Korea have got to get back quickly. Werner. Bright green for Germany, left-hand side, right-footed ball, trying to find Khedira. Takes a little reflection. 2 number 18s battle for it. That's Moon and Kimmich.
Looks like Werner's come out to this left-hand side with Royce as a centre-forward. There'll be a change at half-time. We'll see Gomez at half-time.
90 seconds remaining in the first half. South Korea 0, Germany 0. So Germany really risking qualification here at the moment. Son into the penalty area with his pace down to the byline. Can't shoot from there. Does well to keep the ball in play. Lee, the right back, is behind him. Plays the ball 25 yards from goal. Little 1-2 here on the edge of the area with Jung. Now back to Son. Son. 2 defenders in front of him. Just tries to bundle his way past Khedira. Falls over. Wants a penalty.
For a penalty.
Now, referee says no. He says goal kick. Because Son goes down in the area, all of these incidents get checked by the video assistant referee, and if they think there's anything in it, they'll have a word with the referee on the field.
Not for me. I don't think there's enough in that. Son facing Khedira up. The ball gets stuck under his feet, and they both go down in a heap.
South Korea 0, Germany 0. Defending champions Germany very vulnerable at the moment to Sweden taking the lead.
It's a performance of a team. They deserve to go out off the back of this performance.
They do at the moment. They'll have a second half to try and pick things up. Hector up towards Royce. Royce with his back to goal over on the left-hand side to Kroos. Kroos to Hector. Royce might get onto that note. Beaten to it. And the ball is volleyed out of play for another Germany throw on the left.
It's an admission the manager got it wrong. The fact that he's moved Werner out to the left-hand side at times, they're going to get a focal point on. I'm absolutely convinced.
3 minutes of added time, end of the first half. BBC Radio 5 Live at the World Cup. England back in action tomorrow against Belgium to see who's going to finish top of Group G, who will go through to meet the winners or the runners-up of Group H. That's tomorrow afternoon's action. So England, when they play, by the end of their game, will know who they will possibly up against. Senegal play Colombia tomorrow. Japan against Poland. Poland already out. 2 minutes to play. In added time at the end of the first half. Ozil, first touch and a layoff here. Gets it back. Ozil plays it to Royce. Royce back into the penalty area. Kimmich, looking for Werner. Didn't quite come to him. Here's Ozil with the curler. Shot is blocked. The ball spins high in the air. Kimmich is underneath it. Can't quite control it with his right foot. Has a second go. And it goes behind for a goal kick. And there's the frustration. He thumps the corner flag in annoyance.
That was good last-ditch defending. It was Yun. Timely blocking. And then as the ball came out, Ozil fires a shot 16, 18 yards out. The right-hand side of the box, left-footed, well blocked.
Well, big question so far this afternoon in Kazan is what has happened to Germany? Show.
Well, this isn't Germany as we know them, is it? Big tournaments, big nation, feeble, really feeble, lacklustre.
Lost the opening game 1-0 to Mexico. Played some wonderful football to get themselves through against Sweden when they were down to 10 men. To be sure of making it through to the last 16, to be sure of it, need to win by 2 goals or more here. It's 0-0 against South Korea. Last minute of the first half. Kimmich on the right-hand side. 2 defenders in front of him. Hong just forces him back to Ozil. Ozil back to Kimmich on the right. Kimmich will put a high cross in, but it's straight behind for a goal kick.
How many times have we seen Kimmich get into good crossing positions? Dreadful. It's really flat inside this stadium, and that surprises me. Turning up today, you just felt such a big game it would be. But South Korea, who have looked the bigger threat.
Son trying to turn here, thought about a shot from the edge of the box. Son with the volley and drags it wide. Would have done really well to beat Neuer from there, but the chances...
Took the wrong option. He took the wrong option there. Lee had gone on in advance of Son. Good touch initially to take the ball away from Zula. Had he poked that through, Lee would have been in. Wrong option.
Half-time whistle blows. From Germany's point of view, the world champions, incredibly disappointing. They trudge off the pitch in Kazan, 0-0, and it's South Korea, Chris Sutton, who could be ahead, really.
Could be ahead, probably should be ahead on chances, but Germany have been pathetic. They've been feeble. Another showing like this in the second half, and they could be on their way home.
Very surprising in Kazan. Half-time score, South Korea 0, Germany 0.
The official World Cup coverage on SJ Radio.
And 0-0 in Mexico and Sweden as well. Looking at the updates on the table then. For now, and it stands at the moment Mexico 7 points, Germany and Sweden with 4 points, and Korea Republic with 1 point. Don't forget, it's Costa Rica win for some, Korea Republic win, they'll be up to 3 points. Germany been knocked down a point with 3 points. The goal difference will be in Korea Republic's advantage. Also with Sweden win, automatically bringing Sweden into first place, into second place, knocking Germany out. Don't forget, tonight we're giving you updates, or we're going to give you live commentary tonight of Serbia and Brazil with updates from Switzerland and Costa Rica. Day 14 of the World Cup, halfway through it. And more big games for yourself tomorrow as well. Kicking things off, 3 o'clock, Japan and Poland, and Senegal and Colombia. And then England and Belgium, 7 o'clock. Panama and Tunisia also at 7 o'clock. So day 14, let's get all of the updates from Russia, including how the Argentina manager's feeling now after the incident yesterday. Let's have a listen.
Diego Maradona has assured fans he's okay after a health scare during Argentina's 2-1 World Cup win against Nigeria. He said on Instagram he'd suffered organ failure but didn't need to go to hospital. It was a nervy night for Argentina fans. They needed a late Marcos Rojo goal to get the victory they needed. They'll play France on Saturday in the last 16. Croatia finished top of Group D after beating Iceland 2-1. Ivan Perisic with a stoppage time winner. They'll play Denmark in the next round. Germany will be through if they beat South Korea by 2 or more goals. So far they've lost to Mexico and needed a last-minute free kick from Toni Kroos to beat Sweden.
We look at our own performance, we will try to execute what is important for us, and we will try to make it and be the master of our own destiny.
There's also plenty to play for in Group E tonight when 3 of the 4 teams still are within a chance of qualifying. Brazil take on Serbia while Switzerland face Costa Rica, who are out. You can catch all the latest news from Russia in our World Cup specials throughout the day on Sky Sports News.
So England play tomorrow. Gashkovich says that they have a fully fit squad for Thursday's game against Belgium.
Rob Dorset is on duty, ready to go. Rob, very good morning to you. You're there. Are all the England players there?
Yes, they are, Mike. Very good news. Very warm welcome to you to Zelenogorsk, England's training base. And good news for England, all 23 of the squad are out there. They're training, they're fully fit, and they will take a full part in training. So Gareth Southgate has a complete squad of 23 players to pick from. And the interesting thing is that this is probably the hardest decision he's had to make. Certainly the hardest for us to try and second guess what Gareth Southgate is thinking from all the time he's been the England manager, in truth, because there's so much coming into play in his mind. He's got 2 players on yellow cards. Does he rest them to try and avoid them picking up a second yellow card? Does he rest Harry Kane or not? We'll get into all of that in a moment, but I wanted to take you first to the pictures of Danny Rose, because real headlines from Danny Rose yesterday, wasn't there? And this striking comments from him saying that that he wouldn't recommend any other player, any other youngster follow his path into the realms of professional football. He said there are things that go on at football clubs that he wouldn't wish on anyone, were the exact quotes. We need to put those into context. Danny Rose has had the hardest 12 months of his professional career. He's had injury problems, fell out with Maurizio Pochettino. Told us as well, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago, very openly, that he's been suffering from some depression. So it's in that sort of context that he made those comments yesterday about the tough times he's been having. And I think he stands a good chance of starting the game against Belgium tomorrow night at left wing back. I think he could well come in for Ashley Young, and the message I'm getting from people around the FA is that what he had to say yesterday, won't have any impact at all on whether Gareth Southgate picks him or not. But the key one we're talking about is Harry Kane. Let's have a look at Harry Kane, shall we? Top scorer in the World Cup so far. There he is, just bending over, look, behind Raheem Sterling. 5 goals in 2 games for Harry Kane, chasing the Golden Boot. The key question for everybody, I think, back home is Harry Kane going to start? England don't need to win this game. They're already guaranteed to go through. But Harry Kane is the captain, he's the talisman. He will want to play, absolutely for sure, because he wants to play in every game he can, but he's chasing that Golden Boot ahead of Ronaldo and Romelu Lukaku right now. So fascinating to see whether Harry Kane's in there. There's an argument that maybe Jamie Vardy should come in with his pace to exploit the space in behind the Belgium defence. I can't see it. I think Harry Kane will start that game. I think he will still be there. Maybe Southgate will make 4 changes. I don't think Harry Kane will be one of them.
So going back to Germany and South Korea at the moment. Of course, Germany, champions last World Cup 4 years ago, went in and won the competition. A little bit sloppy, just about won against Switzerland the other day on a late winner. It's a pretty poor first half for Germany as well. Not looking like it. Now Gary Neville says Germany's performance at the World Cup has been very out of character. This is what he had to say about that.
Germany, I was watching that game thinking, this is not Germany, this is not Germany. They were so naive in the first game against Mexico, but Mexico are a really good team. But then they played against Sweden. Sweden are a decent team, but they've got no pace, and they still got counter-attacked on. And I'm thinking, what's going on? It's just so not Germany, but then that is Germany. The last minute Kroos's goal is typical Germany, and now they could go on and just raise the level and play it a differently. You just don't know. Something's not right with Germany. There's no doubt. Until I see something different, it'll tell me, because I honestly think as soon as they play a really good side, they'll get torn to shreds if they don't close that door at the back.
5 minutes until the second half begins in, and we've got this to tell you about.
Today's best mix, SJ Radio.
We're broadcasting live and on demand from all around the UK, and around the world. Sean, Jamie.
Stars. What's up? It's your girl Rihanna.
What's the deal, y'all? This is Big Will Smith. Yo, this is Justin Bieber.
What's up? It's Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga.
Hi, I'm Robbie Williams.
I'm Taylor Swift.
Justin Bieber. This is Pink. This is Ed Sheeran. This is Justin Timberlake.
Music.
This episode contains the mix 3.
Golden 5, Nan vs. Grandson, Throwback, Eminem Reviews,
Randomizer.
We're live on the Spreaker Network for the next 3 hours. This is SJ Radio with Sean and Jamie Gay.
You're listening to SJ Radio now. BKM FM.
The blue microphone is 3, 2, 1, on.
Yes, people, we are back for Series 13. That happens a day after the World Cup, so the World Cup final is Sunday the 15th of July. We are back on there with our normal shows. Monday the 16th of July, 7 o'clock.
SJ Radio.
Microphone is 3.
And a couple of changes. This is changed.
Blue microphone is 3, 2, 1, on.
The blue microphone's on. So Monday the 16th of July, 7 o'clock, be there. There's all of the normal stuff there, obviously. All of the normal stuff. So let's reiterate. Tonight we're going to give you updates. Brazil and Siberia, 7 o'clock with updates. With Switzerland and Costa Rica. Then tomorrow, 3 o'clock we've got Poland and Japan, Senegal and Colombia. Then the big game, 7 o'clock, England and Belgium with updates from Panama and Tunisia, and that's it. Then we're back again on Saturday with the round 16s. France and Uruguay, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock. France and Argentina, Uruguay and Portugal is at 7 o'clock. And then on Sunday, Spain and Russia, 3 o'clock, and Korea, Denmark at 7 o'clock. Whoever finishes first in Group E will play second place Group F, and whoever finishes first in Group G will play second place Group H. On Monday, and then on Tuesday, 3 o'clock, winners of Group F will play second place Group G, E, sorry, and then at 7 o'clock, first place for Group H will play second place Group G. So, that's how it's starting.
The official World Cup coverage on SJ Radio.
Okay, let's go back live now then to the game. Korea, South Korea 0, Germany 0, also Sweden 0, and Mexico 0. Of course, Korea Republic need to win at least 2-0 to knock Germany out. Also, Sweden need to get a goal and advantage against Mexico. Mexico has already finished, whether Germany knocked out or Sweden is the second team knocked out as well. If you get any of that. Okay, let's go back live then.
The World Cup. This is SJ Radio.
Impressive so far. He has exceeded expectations. You would think Kyle Edmund, with the sort of year he's had so far, even though he's not as comfortable on grass as Murray, should be stronger than Murray today, but you just wonder, don't you? Is Edmund ready to beat the man he's looked up to throughout his entire career?
Russell, thank you very much. You can watch the tennis on BBC Television and on the BBC Sport website. England have arrived in Kaliningrad ahead of their final group game against Belgium. We'll build up to full live commentary from around 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Steve Crossman watched them train this morning at their training base in Repinau, and as is the case whenever you've watched them train for about the past week, Steve, you seem to be on Dele Alli watch.
Yeah, quite literally. I actually channelled my inner cameraman and just filmed him running back and forth with my phone. And in fact, there's so much interest in Dele Alli. One foreign film crew actually asked me to point out Dele Alli so they could get pictures of him. I was very tempted just to point to Jordan Pickford, but I didn't. I pointed to Dele Alli, and for the record, he looked like he was running much more fluidly than in previous days.
But again, you wouldn't expect him to be risked against Belgium tomorrow, would you?
No, because, I mean, it's not a nothing game, isn't it? Is it? But it would surprise me. That said, Gareth Southgate said before the Panama game, Dele Alli's available for selection. I don't think any of us who saw him train really thought he had any chance of playing. But then he said to me the other day that he needs to get minutes in players who haven't had that many minutes. So if he's fit enough, we might see him maybe in a second half, but I certainly can't see him starting.
Steve, thank you very much. Steve Crossman, our man in the England training camp. Gareth Southgate will hold a final press conference later on this afternoon here in Russia, and you'll be able to hear that on the World Cup Daily podcast, which you can subscribe to now. And John Murray, our correspondent, will have more on that interview before the Serbia-Brazil game, which kicks off at 7 o'clock. Both games about to kick off in this group, Group F. Mexico and Sweden are goalless, as are South Korea and Germany. It could be a fascinating 45 minutes ahead. Here are Chris Sutton and Alistair Bruceball.
The way Germany have been playing so far this afternoon in Kazan, they are putting themselves at real risk of leaving Russia 2018 early. You'd laugh actually, Mark, if you could have seen us at half-time here. We've got the BBC TV commentary team next to us, and Jonathan Pearce and I were shouting at each other, still panicking about these permutations. So if so-and-so does so-and-so, and
they were both wrong.
Exactly, and you sorted it out, Chris. So we'll keep an eye on all of that for you. South Korea 0, Germany 0, Mexico 0, Sweden 0 in Yekaterinburg. As it stands at the moment, Mexico going through as group winners, and Germany still going through in the runners-up position by virtue of having beaten Sweden in their head-to-head. That's as it stands at the moment. I did just tot up the yellow cards as well from the first half in both games. Mexico score -3 on that front, Sweden -4, and Germany the worst on -5. Could come to that. Ball into the penalty area, the German penalty area that is. Germany haven't made a change, Chris Sutton, at half-time, and Mesut Ozil's lost the ball there. Going to try and make a challenge back. Shot comes in on goal from Jung, and it's easily saved by Manuel Neuer. Not the best strike.
Sloppy from Ozil. Caught in possession. Easy save. Neuer, no real pace on that shot. Didn't put him under any pressure. But Germany have to show more urgency. Maybe they're waiting for South Korea to try and take the game to them and leave those spaces, but they can't risk that. Come on.
They shouldn't be doing that. With their stature in the game and their players, Chris, I mean, that's not acceptable, is it? Zula down the line to Kimmich. Kimmich looking for a ball to the edge of the penalty area, cleared by Hong, South Korea's left back. Group E will play out tonight. Serbia-Brazil, full commentary from 7 o'clock here on 5 Live. The other game is Switzerland against Costa Rica. And I'll give you the full team lineups here again in just a second. But Joachim Löw, the big news today, leaving Thomas Müller out of the starting lineup, bringing Mesut Ozil back in. Here is Ozil. in his two-tone boots. They seem to have red or orange heels. They're bright yellow boots in the main, as are Mats Hummels, who's just playing a little ball up to the halfway line. South Korea, don't forget, they do need to win, and they also need Mexico to beat Sweden in that other game to even give themselves a sniff at the last 16. Even then it might not be enough, but they've got to go for it. Ozil, ball is fired to Royce on the edge of the area. He's able to turn, sees Kimmich in space on the right hand side in the box, just stands the ball up. There's the header, brilliant save from Cho. Goretzka's header sees Cho throw himself to his right hand side, get a good strong hand on it, and that's the best chance Germany have had in the game.
Absolutely outstanding from Cho. Brilliant ball in, stood up by Kimmich, and Goretzka, good power on the header. 8 yards out, Cho threw himself to his right-hand side and kept the ball out.
Germany working the spaces much better that time. South Korea 0, Germany 0, and now Son on the ball, edge of the German penalty area, plays it to Moon on the left-hand side. Moon trying to work it onto his right foot for a shot. Good sliding challenge by Hummels.
We'll see more action in the first 2 minutes of this second half than we did in the whole first half.
Yellow card for Moon for the challenge on Kroos, as Kroos was coming away with the ball for Germany. Germany are in green, by the way, this afternoon in Kazan. Manuel Neuer all in grey. Neuer in goal. Kimmich, Hummels, Zula and Hector. Khedira sitting in front of the back four. And then you've got Kroos and Goretzka, Ozil and Royce in support of Timo Werner. And a stat Juliet Farrington, our producer, has pulled out at half-time. The first time in Germany's history that they failed to score a first-half goal in the initial group stages of a World Cup. Ozil looking for a run into the penalty area from Royce on the left-hand side. Timo Werner gets onto the ball. Play back to Ozil. Signs are promising, certainly, for a better second half. Kroos, central position, 35 yards out, tries the shot with his right foot and hooks it well wide and behind for the goal kick. So South Korea have Cho in goal, who's just made that really good save from Goretzka. Lee Yong at right back, Hong Chul at left back, Yun and Kim as the two centre-backs, Yun Young-sun and Kim Young-gwon, Jung Woo-young and Jang Hyun-soo in front of them, Lee Jae-sung, number 17, Koo Ja-chol and Moon Seon-min in support of Son Heung-min up front. Pace and creativity on the flanks through Lee and Moon, and they're looking for the main man Son to try and find them the goal that really could turn things upside down in this group. Mexico 0, Sweden 0, South Korea 0, Germany 0. 4 minutes gone in the second half. On a sweltering afternoon in Kazan, you can hear the rhythmic drumbeat in the background, and there's been a goal in the Mexico-Sweden game. Vicky Sparks.
And it's Sweden who have taken the lead. It was deserved from their first half performance. Ludvig Augustinsson with his first goal for his country, stealing in at the far post and firing in. Mexico 0, Sweden 1. Bad news for Germany. As things stand, Mexico and Sweden would be going through.
Yeah, tables in front of me have Sweden topping the group at the moment on 6 points, Mexico on 6, Germany on 4. Mexico, of course, vulnerable, having won their first two games as well. That really has thrown things up in Group F. South Korea 0, Germany 0, and Sweden taking the lead against Mexico.
What have you got? Germany, they have to respond. They'll get the message on. Joachim Löw in touch with that game.
Lots of German possession here. Left-hand side, Hector to Ozil, nice flick from Ozil, little 1-2 with Royce. Ozil down by the byline on the left, pulls it back, volley from Werner's over the bar, just got underneath it, always climbing, and just scrapes over the top of the bar and behind for a goal kick.
Brilliant from Ozil. Little 1-2, down to the byline, gets his head up, picks out an exquisite pass. It's a poor finish from Werner, not a natural finisher. Slices it horribly wide. That was a real opportunity.
BBC Radio 5 live at the World Cup. If you've just tuned in the last 5 seconds, let me tell you this. As it stands, Germany are going out of the World Cup. Son onto the through ball. Round Neuer couldn't catch it the other side, and it's behind for a German goal kick. Germany, as it stands, are going out of the World Cup, the defending champions who've never failed to get beyond the group stages. That is a massive story.
Well, it is, and it nearly got worse. Son wasn't far away, took a heavy touch. Neuer in no man's land, right-hand side of the box. He had sold himself, South Korea nearly taking the lead, but Germany on the brink of going out.
Mexico 0, Sweden 1. And South Korea 0, Germany 0. 6.5 minutes played in Kazan, so Germany have got to up the intensity. I wonder if Joachim Löw has got that message across, whether he knows just yet. He's standing out there on the edge of the technical area on his own. I haven't seen anyone talk to him just yet. He said he did want to keep in touch with what's going on. It ups the pressure on his team. Zula gets the ball from Kroos inside the South Korean half. It's played right to Kimmich. Kimmich is low, cross into the near post. Werner was lurking there to try and stick it away. It's a good sliding challenge on him by Kim, and it goes behind for the German corner.
Yeah, really good from Kim, but there has been more urgency from Germany in an attacking sense in this second half. Ball popped out wide to Kimmich. Early cross, whipped him with pace. German corner.
7 minutes gone in the second half. Germany need to dig deep and find something again, like they did against Sweden. Kroos with the corner into the penalty area, headed back towards Kroos, but intercepted by the left back Hong. Takes it down on the chest of his bright red shirt. South Korea playing right to left in this second half. Red shirts, white numbers on their backs, black shorts and red socks. Germany in the green shirts and white shorts, and as it stands, we'll keep repeating it, Germany are heading out.
You just sense the crowd know though now. The level has gone up.
Kroos towards Royce. Still wouldn't back against them, you know, Chris. As poorly as they're playing, it's what Germany do. Ozil back to Royce, edge of the area, still going to Kimmich. Works it onto his left foot, shoots. That was blocked. Khedira shoots, takes another deflection. The ball spins high in the air, and Cho is able to go and grab it. And here's, by the way, here's another one I texted you earlier this morning, which I quite like. Last 2 World Cups before this, the defending champions have gone out both times. So Italy made a pig's ear in South Africa, and Spain did it in Brazil. We could have it 3 times in a row here. South Korea and Germany is 0-0. Next break in play will get you back to the Mexico-Sweden game, because Sweden are leading Mexico 1-0. As it stands, that means Sweden are leading the group. Germany have got some defending to do here. Lee Jae-sung brings it forward, plays it to the right-hand side. Cross comes into the area. Khedira clears, chested down, 30 yards from the German goal. Zhang is in a bit of space here, but Jung is not going to use him. He'll play it out to the right-hand side. Another chance to get a cross in, all the way through, almost fell there. To Koo, chested it down, couldn't get his shot away. Germany have cleared it up to the halfway line. Nodded out for a throw, coming Vicky Sparks.
Sweden still leading Mexico 1-0. Chances at both ends. Forsberg and the goal scorer Augustinsson firing over to Sweden. At the other end, Guardado fizzing an effort on the angle, just over. Mexico 0, Sweden 1.
More desperation from Germany. Ozil here finds Royce. Royce's cross on the turn is blocked at the near post. Do they know, Chris Sutton? Do those players know at the moment?
Of course they know. But it's started to open up. The onus isn't just on Germany here. South Korea, they need to nick a goal or two. They need to go for it. So I think it's going to be so open in this second half. Germany looked more of a goal threat, but South Korea there just counter-attacking. Germany clearing their lines. It had to change, didn't it? The tempo of the game had to change. The feeling in the game had to change.
Stoppage in play at the moment. Kujar Chol is down. He was the one who tried to chest that ball down and get his shot away, and I think his studs just got caught in the turf. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Who have you spotted?
It's closer. They could do with a closer.
Yeah. Record ever goal scorer in World Cup history was 16. Miroslav Klose sitting in the stands, and Kujar Chol is going to have to come off here.
At the minute, Ali, they're closer to going out.
Hwang Hee-chan is coming on for South Korea. Kevin Kilban, actually, who's doing the game for BBC Television, who's watched them already in this tournament, picked him out as a danger man. Quite pacey, real hard worker. Plays his club football for Red Bull Salzburg, and was inspired to take up the game by watching his nation reach the semi-finals of the World Cup in 2002. Back underway here in Kazan. So 10 minutes gone in the second half. This is how it stands. Sweden are leading Mexico in this group at the moment. South Korea are holding Germany to 0-0. Sweden are going through as group winners, and Mexico through as group runners-up. Germany are going out at the moment, and Joachim Löw is thinking about a change. In fact, he's going to make it very quickly, and it's the one Chris Sutton has been asking for. I think, Chris, that is, isn't it? Mario Gomez.
Yep, it is. I'm surprised he wasn't brought on at half-time. He was against Sweden the other night, and he made a difference. He's someone to hit a focal point. Experience, scored some important goals for Germany.
They've got to find something here. Have a little look in the permutations, actually, as what it would mean if both Germany and Sweden won 1-0. That will be interesting. But we'll check that in a second, because South Korea almost got a 2-on-2 here as Moon's coming down the left-hand side. Almost a 3-on-2. Germany desperately trying to get back. Moon didn't play the right ball. Hummel's intercepted. Looks like Khedira's coming off for Gomez.
Tell you what, that was important, that interception by Hummels, using all his experience, stepping in and snuffing that attack out.
12 minutes gone, second half. Next break in play. We'll be back to the Mexico-Sweden game. Here's Mesut Ozil. 40 yards from goal in the central position. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Little layoff from Royce. Back to Kroos. Kroos brings the ball forward. Encouraged to by the South Korean defenders. Ozil plays it wide, and Royce have run beyond the ball, and South Korea will have a chance to clear. Royce commits the foul. Vicky Sparks watching Mexico-Sweden.
Sweden still leading 1-0, but they've been forced into a change. Seb Larsson has been stretchered off injured. He will actually miss the next game anyway, because he's picked up his second booking of the tournament in this match. Gustav Svensson is on. Mexico 0, Sweden 1.
Just reading my permutations here at the moment as Germany make the change. If Sweden and Germany win, they'll finish level on 6 points with Mexico, and goal difference or goals scored then become the primary tiebreakers. Sweden are guaranteed to qualify in all scenarios, so they would still be okay here if Germany get themselves in front against South Korea. Germany, as we've been saying, guaranteed to qualify if they win by 2 goals. Mexico would only qualify if both games are won by a 1-goal margin. I'll break off here because Huang's into the penalty area. He's heading the ball forward. It's behind for a goal kick. Mexico would only qualify if both games are won by a 1-goal margin, and they at least match Germany for goals scored. A 1-0 defeat would put Mexico out.
What if South Korea take the lead?
Oh, Chris, I knew you were going to do something like that. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. 13 minutes played.
It's 0-0.
It's 0-0.
Very feasible.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. South Korea 0, Germany 0. If South Korea and Mexico both win 1-0, Sweden, as I understand it, would go through in second place on fair play countback. That's what I think. You're loving it, aren't you? Ozil bringing the ball forward for Germany. All they care about is trying to get ahead in this game. That's what they've got to do, because at the moment they're heading out of the World Cup. Timo Werner to Kimmich. Back to Werner. Werner's cross in. Headed away. Hit the first man. It's out for a German throw on the right-hand side.
Werner's just come out to this right-hand side, allowing Gomez to play centrally. But they have that option now. Wide areas. Hit a diagonal.
Kimmich on the right, gets it from Werner. There are 3 defenders around Kimmich there, and South Korea have got possession with Moon. Back to Hong, the left back, clears with his left foot. Just wonder if they're tiring a little. Here comes Hummels. Hummels, a lot of space to bring the ball into centrally. Gives it to Ozil. Ozil onto the left foot, floats it into the area beyond Hummels, behind for the goal kick. One more for you, Chris. If both Germany and Sweden win 1-0, the 3 teams would have identical records. It will go to a head-to-head mini-league. It would see Germany and Sweden through on goals scored. So if Germany get ahead 1-0 and Sweden remain 1-0, Mexico, having beaten Germany in the first game and played so well, are going to go out.
Yeah, and who would have believed that at the start of today? It's all on. Anything could happen.
15 minutes gone in the second half. Germany at the moment, the defending champions, half an hour away of going out of the World Cup. Penalty in the game between Mexico and Sweden. Vicky.
Penalty to Sweden. Correct decision. Marcus Berg challenged in the area by Moreno, who has been booked. Andreas Gronqvist, the captain, has the ball on the spot. His last 4 goals for Sweden have been
Germany
penalties.
could be about to score here. Kroos shoots. It's blocked behind for a corner. Vicky.
Gronqvist looks tense. The ball is on the spot. This to put Sweden 2-0 up and put them in charge of this group. Sweden fans in the crowd have their heads on their hands. Gronqvist preparing to take the penalty against a Schalke. Steps up and scores high into the top left-hand corner. Fabulous penalty from the Sweden captain, and it's Mexico 0, Sweden 2.
Thank you, Vicky. That is actually good news for Germany, because just looking at my sheet, if Sweden win by 2 or more goals, they are through. Germany would be guaranteed to qualify with a win by any score. Mexico would go out. So as it stands at the moment, Mexico 0, Sweden 2. Germany need a goal, Chris Sutton. They need a goal to try and stay in the World Cup. Thomas Muller's coming on. Well, and here he comes. The experienced Thomas Muller. So many big goals over the years for Germany. Germany clear with Zula through the middle of the pitch. South Korea have it back in the centre circle. They need to win to try and give themselves a chance, but obviously they need Mexico to win as well. Unlikely. Moon up to the edge of the area, gives it to Son. Son with the right-footed curler gets too much on it and whips it high and wide and behind for a German goal kick. Less than half an hour to play. As it stands, Germany going out of the World Cup. Chris Sutton. It just opened up there for Son. Clever drag back when the ball was played into him on the edge of the box. 23 yards out. Shifts the ball, tries to curl it into that far corner, but gets it wrong, well over the bar. Have to say, fair play to Sweden as well, having conceded that late crushing goal against Germany to go down 2-1, now leading Mexico 2-0, going through as group winners. Kimmich has passed the ball straight out of play. This is getting very, very tense. If you're a German player, if you're Jürgen Löw, or if you're a German fan listening to us or inside this stadium, because Germany at the moment are going to be relinquishing their World Cup crown in Kazan this afternoon. Lee's ball through is intercepted, just trying to thread one through the German back four. They've started to throw bodies forward, South Korea. 18 minutes played in the second half. Ozil, I still feel they're going to do it. Right hand side, Werner. Kimmich ahead of him. Werner goes alone, crosses block, another German corner. South Korea 0, Germany 0. It's building, you just feel it's building, the momentum with Germany. They had to show more urgency in this second half. They are doing. Going to take this corner relatively quickly. Ozil's come sprinting over to take it, just wipes some sweat from his brow, left-footed, sweeps it into the penalty area. Goalkeeper stayed on his line, went all the way through. Ball is driven in beyond the side netting by Werner. Badly scuffed shot. Goal kick for South Korea. Doesn't look, Ali, does it, to be a natural finisher. He's had opportunities. Just stays, peels away at the far post, takes it on his chest. That's half a chance, you know. And he pulls the ball well wide, 6-7 yards. Past that near post. Can't believe what we're seeing here this afternoon, Chris. Start of this group, Germany in with South Korea, Mexico and Sweden. With no disrespect to them, I did not envisage we'd be sitting here this afternoon talking about Germany possibly going out. South Korea 0, Germany 0. South Korea coming forward again at pace as well, and Son's in a bit of space on the edge of the penalty area. Hwang gives it to him, onto the right foot again. Son likes this, still going into the box, threw himself down, free kick goes the other way, yellow card for Son. Good refereeing, strong refereeing from the US official, and we'll see it again on the monitor, but my first impression was Son, he dived, he threw himself down, he saw a little gap, tried to get between two German defenders. And that's what we need. We need strong refereeing in the World Cup. He does well initially, goes past Kroos. He bumped into Royce as he ran to the edge of the area. Not enough, but he's already on the way down. He's thrown himself into Royce. The only thing Royce does there, Chris, that isn't that clever, he sort of turns into him, but I agree with you, that's not a penalty, is it? No, absolutely not. 25 minutes to play. Germany heading out of the World Cup at the moment because Sweden are beating Mexico 2-0, and this, South Korea, Germany, is 0-0. Hong, that's brilliant work from the South Korean left back. Left the two German attackers for dead, and then plays a lovely ball up to Moon. Moon has support from Son on his outside, doesn't want to use him. Moon keeps going, he's got Hwang up on the right. Ball to the edge of the area, played into Son, lays it off to Moon, chance for South Korea, still Moon, on his right foot, he took too long, and he eventually falls over the ball. Germany's World Cup hanging by a thread there. Oh, he's got to get the shot off Moon, they worked it really well, South Korea, across the box, and it opened up, Moon 12 yards out, has to pull the trigger, he doesn't. Hummel's timely interception. All the way down to the other end of the field, Royce to Muller. Muller's first touch, not a good one. Royce went running infield. Muller's given it straight to South Korea. This ball will be 3 here. Lee Yong plays it infield to Son. He's got Moon to his left-hand side. Son on the dribble, showed too much to Hummels. Did well, he watched the ball, stuck his foot in. absolutely end-to-end in Kazan. Finally, after about an hour, this game has burst into life. That's because Sweden are leading Mexico 2-0, and that has put Germany under real pressure. They have to find a goal. Here's Kroos. Kroos on his right foot, slides it to Ozil, let it run across him. Werner into the penalty area, play back to Ozil. Ozil tries to find Gomez. South Korea almost give it back to Gomez there, rather inadvertently. Eventually they clear their lines, and Moon, that's a lovely touch again from Moon. And here's Son inside the Germany half. Germany exposed at the back at the moment. Lee Jae-sung has the ball, plays it to Son. He's going to slow it down.
Something's going to give though.
Yeah.
South Korea leaving 3 up now when Germany are attacking.
Kimmich in with the challenge on Lee. Germany finishing third in this group at the moment. Sweden and Mexico are going through. Mexico at risk though. If Germany get a goal here, then it will be Mexico who are going home early. We're midway through the second half. Joachim Löw's already made 2 changes. It's the Sweden game all over again at the moment, although Germany do have 11 on the field. Ozil's ball into the penalty area, chased by Müller, working hard for the team. Looks like we've got another South Korean change coming in a moment. Kimmich looks up. He's been given so much time here to pick the cross. Curls the cross in. Header's attacked and it's straight at the keeper. Gomez got power on the header. Cho makes the save.
The ball from Kimmich, right-hand side, edge of the box, whips a cross in. But that's what Gomez can give you, that physical presence. Just get the crosses in. He attacks it. Should head back towards the near post, but heads it straight at Cho from 8 or 9 yards.
Ju Jae-sung getting ready to come on for South Korea. South Korea 0, Germany 0. It is absolutely gripping stuff.
Well, this isn't going to end 0-0.
Says Chris Sutton on BBC Radio 5 Live. England, their last group game is tomorrow. We'll start the build-up in breakfast. Rachel Burden live in Kaliningrad. Full commentary on the game from 7 o'clock tomorrow night with John Murray and Chris Waddle. England against Belgium to decide the 1-2. That's Moon coming off. I mean, he has run his socks off down that left-hand side and very nearly created that chance, Chris Sutton, that could have put Germany in real bother.
He had the chance, didn't he? Had a chance to shoot, decided to check back, and the chance was gone.
Got another Germany stat coming your way. In the last 16 editions of the World Cup, since 1954, Germany have never failed to reach the last 8. In that time, 4 wins, 4 runners-up, 4 semis, and 4 last 8s. They could be going out in the group stages here in Russia. 0-0. Sweden leading Mexico 2-0. Sweden and Mexico going through as it stands. Kroos, edge of the area, left-footed, just too high. Over the bar behind for another goal kick.
Can't let that happen too many times, South Korea. It just opens up centrally. The Kroos, the South Koreans are tiring. He just shifts it inside, 25 yards out. Tries to shoot with his left foot and bend it into that far corner. Goes well over.
Mexico, Sweden, Vicky Sparks.
Javier Hernandez has just sent a header over from a free kick for Mexico, still trailing Sweden by 2-0. As things stand, Mexico will still go through as runners-up, but as you say, a goal from Germany would change that, Ali. Their coach, Juan Carlos Osorio, with his head in his hands in the technical area. He knows how tight this is. Mexico winning their first 2 group games. They only need a point to qualify as group winners, but trailing 2-0 to Sweden.
South Korea 0, Germany 0. Thomas Muller's conceded a free kick. We're heading towards the last 20 minutes with Germany at the moment staring at an exit from the World Cup in the group stages as the defending champions. And by the way, as I said right at the start, that could happen to Brazil tonight as well. Cross in from Hong, behind Zula. Neuer comes sliding out, grabs the ball, and unluckily for South Korea, there's no one to attack that ball across the face of goal. Ozil gets onto it for Germany. Head down, runs forward, plays it out to Royce on the right-hand side. 95th minute, Germany got that winning goal against Sweden in their last group game. So we're not quite at that point yet. Ozil to Royce. Royce to Kimmich on the right. Kimmich low crossing. Oh, what a chance for Gomez! And he just completely missed his kick from 6 yards out.
Oh, he's got to score there, Kimmich. Good crossing, whipped across that 6-yard line. Gomez got the run on the defender. Just make contact.
Ozil trying to slide one through to Kimmich. At the moment, no good for South Korea, even if they win this game, but they are playing for pride here. They are trying to hold Germany out. They are going to do everything they can to try and get at least a point. Try and frustrate Germany, it will send Germany home. Here's Hummels, bringing the ball forward in these bright green shirts. Kroos, 30 yards out, central position. Precision pass to Kimmich on the right-hand side. Kimmich plays it back to Ozil. Ozil in the inside right channel, low left-footed ball, and Germany are playing patiently here and just trying to probe and pick that gap. Hummels to Müller and back to Hummels. Up to the edge of the area, cross in. Gomez runs in to try and win the ball back. South Korea can break with Son. Got a man free through the middle as well. But Germany have got it back, and here's Neuer inside his own half. We are into the last 20 minutes here in Kazan, and Germany need a goal.
Joachim Löw praised Germany for their patience against Sweden. It's getting to desperation time now.
Kroos kills the ball out to the left-hand side. On the run here. Oh, it's Werner, he's tackled. Easily tackled there on the corner of the penalty area. Then he's nutmegged as well, just to add insult to injury. Substitute Zhu gets brought down, but ball was won. Fair challenge. Germany have it back. Here's Ozil, 25 yards out, fires that pass into the feet of his teammate on the edge of the penalty area. Werner couldn't control that pass from Kroos.
It's a poor pass from Kroos. Werner had made the run, just played it behind him.
Zula thought about going to Kimmich on the right-hand side. Time is running out. 18 minutes plus added time to go. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Sweden leading Mexico 2-0. Sweden are going to win this group as it stands. Mexico through as runners-up. Hector has it on the left-hand side. No one's short for him, so he's going to try and beat Lee Yong. He knocks the ball into his shins, and it's out for a throw into Germany.
They just haven't done enough. They've had the opportunities. You just sense now that they're really...
Cross in, Müller looking for the flicked header, just needed a little touch on it, blocked behind him, it's for a corner. Müller throws his arms up in the air because the South Korean defender has gone down, claiming he's been hurt by the ball hitting him in the face. That's Kim Young-gwon. So we're going to get another little stoppage in play. It really is tense.
Just seeing that chance. Gomez has an air shot.
Another goal in the Mexico-Sweden game. Vicky Sparks.
And this group looking done and dusted for Sweden. Mexico 0, Sweden 3. The ball swung in towards the 6-yard box, flicked on by Tellin, who's come in as a substitute. Toivonen was stretching, and the unfortunate defender Edson Alvarez deflects the ball into his own net from close range. Mexico 0, Sweden 3.
Germany still need a goal. Just over 15 minutes to play. Corner taken by Kroos. Headed straight up in the air, and Kroos is waiting for it to land. The header was from Ewan. Kroos lets it run out for a throw-in. Sweden, what a performance from them this afternoon, leading Mexico 3-0. I'm told as well that goal, in terms of the sort of head-to-head situation, takes fair play out of things as well. That'll be due to goal difference and goals scored. Oh, there's a fantastic ball over the top for Son to chase. Neuer's out. As always, very quickly makes the touch and takes it away from Son.
Did really well. Neuer sweeping up. The Son would have been in. Came out of his box, 10, 20 metres on the left-hand side, and takes it away from Son.
15 minutes to play. Sweden going through as group winners. Mexico very vulnerable now, but Germany have to find a way through South Korea. Zula in his bright green shirt, big man. Ball got caught between his feet, no one near him, so he's charging forward with it now. Plays it to Werner on the right. Kimmich is outside him. South Korea still have a couple of men ahead of the ball here. Werner to Kimmich. Kimmich back into Hummels in the centre circle. Looks up. Looks for a teammate in space. That's Ozil, who's deep. Ozil across to Kroos. Kroos to Kimmich. Kimmich just tentatively brings it forward. Plays it to Werner on the right-hand side. Werner down by the byline, looks for a high swinging cross to the far post, headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Lee Jae-sung is there. Oh, he's almost lost it. He has. He's given it away to Gomez. Hector plays it into the penalty area. Müller couldn't control it.
He should have left it to Hector, who would have been in. Müller back to goal.
One more German change coming up as well. Julian Brandt of Bayer Leverkusen, but Germany come again down the left-hand side. We are now into the last 15 minutes. And Germany, still as it stands, the defending champions are heading out of the World Cup. Kroos towards Ozil. Ozil back to goal, tries to play it out to Hector on the left-hand side. South Korea have intercepted. They have the ball back in their right-back position with Lee Yong. Lee Yong clears down that right-hand touchline. Oh, Hummels has headed it infield, and Son might get to that first. He cannot quite. Zula's back there, gets it back to the keeper.
I think it was Kimmich who actually got back in, recovered from that right-back position, did really well. Misunderstanding between Hummels and Zula.
14 minutes to play. And if you have been listening right from the start, I apologise if you feel I keep repeating the group scenario. Muller's having an absolute nightmare. Another pass has just run underneath his boot. But people are tuning in all the time. They'll want to know what's going on. And Sweden are leading Mexico 3-0 and going through as group winners. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Germany, as it stands, going out. And they're coming again down the right. Werner to Royce. Another cross is blocked. South Korea again get a body in the way. It's behind for a corner.
Yeah, really pushing South Korea back now. It's still in Germany's hands. The World Cup is still in their hands, but time is running out.
Nervous Mexican fans listening to us as well, I'm sure, as are the German fans. Julian Brandt, with his light blonde hair, comes sprinting on to try and be a hero for Germany. He has replaced the left-back Hector. 13 minutes plus added time to play, and Germany clinging on. Kroos' cross in from the corner, brilliantly caught by Cho. And when I say clinging on, what I mean is they need to find themselves a goal, because at the moment they're going out. That's a good ball, wide right from Zhu. South Korea are going to make another change. Son's in space on the left-hand side. Goal from South Korea could really stuff Germany. Shoots low, and Neuer had it covered. It's wide of his right-hand post.
They've looked a threat on the counter-attack in this second half, and it's Son, the star man, driving on the left-hand side, cuts in on his right foot. 22, 23 yards out. Tries to beat Neuer at his near post, not far away.
Ko Johan is coming on, and it's one of the substitutes actually, Hwang, who's coming off. So he was on earlier in the game. He's obviously got a problem. He was playing wide on the right-hand side. Disappointed for him. Ko Johan on for South Korea, and we've got some close-up shots of some very anxious-looking German fans. They're just not used to it, Chris. This doesn't happen.
No. Disappointing display in the first half. They've been better in this second half. They've looked more of a threat. They've missed some chances, but they're on the brink.
They really are. South Korea 0, Germany 0. As it stands, Germany are out. Ozil to Kimmich. Kimmich with his left foot. That's a good cross in. Cho blocks with his legs, and the rebound falls here to Lee, who's able to clear.
Even then, Brandt just come on. He's on his heels. Didn't anticipate the knockdown. Poor keeping. Took his eye off the ball.
Oh, here comes South Korea down the right-hand side. This is 3-on-2. This is massive trouble here for Germany. It's the substitute Ko who's trying to beat his man. Zula tackles him, and Germany able to bring it away.
Dreadful. What an opportunity. 3-on-2. The Germans exposed. Just picked the wrong option. Greedy.
11 minutes to play. Agonisingly, that stopwatch counting down for Germany at the moment. Muller's low ball into the penalty area. Gomez lays it off to Royce, offside. The save was there anyway from Cho. He was off his line like a flash. Brilliant block.
Slick pass though, that from Muller. Better into Gomez, who laid the ball off. Royce had just gone too early.
Just wonder, Chris, whether, as Germany continue to press, whether we're going to get any VAR involved late on here, just to add to the excitement, the drama.
Please don't. We were talking today, all the big teams are through. All the big teams, bar Germany. Brazil play later, but they've all stood up to the challenge. Germany, at the moment, are failing.
They've been poor today, Germany, and this is a remarkable story developing in Kazan at the moment. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Germany having already lost to Mexico in the group, in danger of going out here. Ozil, wide to Kimmich, to Royce, to Kimmich. South Korea still chasing every single ball and giving absolutely everything for their cause. Kroos pokes one through the middle. Nice ball to Brandt. Brandt goes wide here. Cross will come in from Werner. It's a low one, it's blocked. Werner will get another chance on his right foot. Plays it back to Hummels. Hummels' pass is blocked. Here's Werner again. Decides to use his pace. I think he's overrun that down to the byline. He has. It's behind for a goal kick. We're into the last 10 minutes. It's 0-0. Vicky Sparks watching Mexico-Sweden.
Mexico wasting a glorious chance to get a goal back against Sweden. Hernandez's ball into the area, deflected to Vela. It did fizz at him quickly, but he still misses a header from 2 yards out, unmarked. As things stand, Mexico still going through as runners-up. Sweden topping the group, leading Mexico 3-0.
into the last 10 minutes in Kazan. We said right at the top, it's the cooking pot. It's known as the cooking pot. In Germany, Chris, the goose is almost well and truly cooked, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't know the Russian idiom
we
for all that. Cooked your own goose, but they have. Haven't done enough.
Centre circle. Chris Sutton with us on 5 Live. Still time for Germany to find a goal that could take them through to the last 16. Ozil, low ball to Julian Brandt. Brandt on the right foot, edge of the area, running sideways, decides to slide it to Kimmich. Kimmich, left-footed ball, chipped into the area, flicked onto the back post. Cho just watches it harmlessly go by. Muller with the flick, Gomez attacking behind him, but it looped up off Muller's head, and Gomez couldn't get anywhere near it.
Kimmich on the right-hand side, shapes to cross the ball in with his right foot, shifts it back onto his left foot. Muller gets across his defender and flicks it. Too much on the header.
Cho with the goal kick. 8 minutes plus added time until Germany, as it stands at the moment, are going home. And Sweden and Mexico will go through. Manuel Neuer, the skipper, just powerless at the moment. Just has to pass the ball to Hummels. To Kroos. Kroos picks up the pace, crosses the halfway line, ball at his feet. He looks left and right, looks for an option, looks for the magic moment for Germany to try and salvage this desperate situation. Ozil to Kroos. Kroos to Royce. Royce plays it across to Hummels and back to Ozil, 40 yards out. Royce now, closer to the edge of the area, drives for the top corner, it goes swerving wide.
I don't know whether he would have been better served. They'd loaded the box. Germany, he's a long way out at an angle. Royce lashes the shot, right foot, all sorts of movement on the ball. I don't think that's far away.
7 minutes and counting for Germany, the world champions. 7 minutes plus added time, so let's guess at about 10. Sweden leading Mexico 3-0. As it stands, Sweden going through as group winners, Mexico going through as runners-up, and Germany going home. Free kick for them inside their own half, taken quickly by Kimmich to Kroos. Mexico can be very, very grateful for the efforts that South Korea have made in trying to defend their goal in this game, but Germany, bottom line, just have not been good enough. Ozil to Kroos. Kroos with a floated ball over to the left. There's Brandt. Brandt controls it on his left foot. Dummies the cross with the right. Plays it back to Kroos. German fans can barely watch here at the moment as Brandt is bringing it forward. Muller with a little step over. Back to Brandt in the penalty area. Onto the right foot. Low shot is blocked. Edge of the box. Here's Ozil. Ozil lays it off. Kroos shoots too high. Half volley over the bar again.
It's really good from Brandt. Again, little link up with Muller. Drives into the box. Tries to get a shot off right-footed. On the left-hand side of the box into the far corner. It's blocked. And as it's worked out to Kroos, he hasn't had his shooting boots on this afternoon. Hits that high over the crossbar. Another chance gone begging for the Germans.
6 minutes and counting. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Mexico 0, Sweden 3. Zula heads the ball forward. And South Korea happy to let that run out for a throw-in. Germany desperate for South Korea to get on with things. They left it very, very late against Sweden with 10 men. Are they going to snatch something again from the jaws of disaster here? Left-hand side, Ko gets on the ball for South Korea. He's got a lot to do. Hummels and Kimmich gang up on him, and they get the ball back to Manuel Neuer. We're down to the last 5 minutes, plus added time. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Fabulous turn by Ozil. Ozil on the right-hand side. Ball almost runs to Royce. It doesn't though. Son's desperately trying to stay onside. As Jang brings the ball forward down the left. If he can find Son, he can't quite. Zula sticks a leg out. It's a corner, South Korea. It'll run the clock down. South Korea will have an attacking opportunity. This is getting absolutely desperate for Germany.
Real opportunity there on the left-hand side. Son was open, wide open in space. Had he just missed out Zula, he would have had a one-on-one situation.
Well, you're potentially listening to history here on BBC Radio 5 Live at the moment. Germany have never failed to get out of the group stages in the World Cup. 5 minutes away from doing so. Corner for South Korea, ball at the wrong end for Germany. Terrible delivery by Son, headed away at the near post, but the ball comes back to Ko. In the centre circle, floated forward. Kimmich is there, he'll head it back to Manuel Neuer.
Tell you what's on here, one quick kick.
Neuer goes with it, slightly slices it, it's gone down the middle. Muller's going to try and challenge for it, goes tumbling down looking for a free kick, won't get it. Lee clears, 4 minutes and counting. Plus a bit of added time. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Defending champions in real trouble. The World Cup is slipping from their grasp as we watch here in Kazan. Ozil's cross, good one! Oh, he's headed it wide! What a chance for Germany there. Hummels in the middle, holds his head in his hands. He was free 6 yards out, he was found by the cross, he's got the header all wrong, and Germany should have scored.
Oh, centre of the goal, 6 yards out. Ozil, it's on a plate for Hummels. He just has to get a good connection. Hits his left shoulder and goes horribly wide. What a chance.
Well, that really could be the moment. That could be the moment that Germany finally let the World Cup slip. South Korea 0, Germany 0. 3 minutes to play. Unbelievable chance.
Joachim Löw, head in hands. He can't believe it. He can't believe that Hummels has missed that opportunity. Bewilderment on the German bench.
88th minute of the game. South Korea 0, Germany 0. Sweden leading Mexico 3-0. Sweden and Mexico going through. Brandt's lost it on the left-hand side. Germany need to get this ball back. 2.5 minutes, and they have done, of the 90 to be played. Kroos is on it. Gives it to Ozil. Opportunities for him. What's Ozil going to do? He's going to try and slide one through the middle. Going to try and win it back here on the edge of there. Kroos shoots. Good save. Cho Lo to his right-hand side. And another one so close for Germany. They cannot find a way through.
Well, are they going to do it? It's coming. You feel it's coming. They're putting the pressure on. Decent strike from Kroos. Cho got down well to his right-hand side.
Son on the ball for South Korea. Inside the Germany half. Played forward to the edge of the area. Little step over in the box. Substitute Ko wants it on the left-hand side. Ball is played back, long-range strike. Neuer should deal with that easily from Jung. He does so, just gets the ball out of his hands, whacks it downfield. 89th minute of the game. Germany on their way out of the World Cup here on 5 Live. And now South Korea come again. And this is Jang on the run. Looks for that cross to Son, across to the far side, blocked by Hummels, and out for a South Korean throw.
Just that final pass again for South Korea. I think Son had made a good run, just couldn't pick him out. South Koreans not in any rush.
Another close-up shot of Germany fans just staring vacantly into the distance here in Kazan. Ball is in their half. They've got to win it back. They need to find a goal. They're going out of the World Cup, the world champions. And we're just about to move into the 90th minute of the game. Kroos' pass forward is blocked. It's going to fall nicely. South Korea have 3-on-3 here. Son's on the move on the right-hand side. Opportunity beckons. The shot from the edge of the box from Lee is deflected. It loops high up over the bar. It's behind for a corner. South Korea have a man down. That is going to add more stoppage time. 90th minute of the game.
Well, both teams, it's hot, it's warm today. Both teams look like they're out on their feet. They've given it their all. Just seen that effort from Lee deflected over the bar. But Germany haven't done enough. Time is running out. They look like they're going out. The holders, you couldn't have believed it.
Absolutely not, Chris. Not happened to them before. Sweden still leading Mexico through 3-0. Sweden going to win the group. Mexico are going to finish runners-up. The German subs staring on, disbelieving. We're going to have 5 minutes of added time. Germany have 5 minutes to save themselves. Against Sweden, Toni Kroos scored in the 95th minute of the game. They're going to have 6 minutes. It's just gone up. That must have been added for this stoppage we got at the moment. The player is still down as well. 6 minutes of added time on BBC Radio 5 Live. If you were just about to pop out the door, take the dog for a walk or whatever, do not. Or just get the app up on your phone. You have to stay tuned to this. 6 minutes to play. The world champions. If they were boxers, Chris, they're on the ropes, aren't they? They're dizzy, they're swaying.
But normally we see the Germans all the time. They always seem to get themselves out of trouble. They always have one last punch. They've got to slug it out now. They want one more opportunity. Can South Korea open up? And can the Germans exploit? Joachim Löw, that's all he'll be thinking. Give me one more chance to save my World Cup.
South Korea temporarily down to 10 men. In added time at the end of this game, Germany as it stands heading out. Corner for South Korea. Low one into the penalty area. Ball falls loose. What a chance! Oh, it's in! It's in! But the flag's up. It won't count. It will not count for Kim Young-gwon, the centre-back. He thought he'd scored. He thought he'd won the game. He thought he'd definitely knocked Germany out of the World Cup. They will have a look at it, of course, the video assistant referees. But Germany are hanging in there, but only just.
You know, I'm not sure whether the assistant is overly confident about this. There was guilt etched on his face. It's a close one.
Right, referee has his hand to his ear, and they are looking at this at the moment. He's got his arm out. He wants to stop play. South Korea 0, Germany 0. As it stands, Germany are going out anyway. But if they fall behind, if they change this decision, checking this offside, then Germany have had it. They've gone, I'm sure. Referee waiting on the halfway line.
Tight.
Chris is looking at the replays at the moment for us. Referee is still listening to the decision. And here we go. If he draws the rectangle, that's going to mean the decision will change. That's going to mean South Korea will lead. That's going to mean the world champions are out of the World Cup. He's drawing the rectangle with his fingers and he's running over himself to the edge of the pitch.
It's such a tight call.
He's coming over to check the monitor on the side of the pitch here to see if South Korea have scored a goal, which will certainly knock Germany out of the World Cup. And they're looking
there
at it.
There is a touch as well from Zula.
Took a touch off Zula, and whether that is going to play,
I think he's going to give it.
Kim onside. Well,
we haven't got the best angle to see whether he's offside. It's so tight. Are the Germans on the brink? Are they going out?
Incredible drama here in Kazan. The referee is here. He draws the square. They scored. It's a goal. South Korea lead 1-0, and the defending champions have been knocked out of the World Cup. They stand there dismayed and dazed and stunned, and the South Korean players celebrate like they've won the World Cup. They're not going through, but the big story in Kazan is Germany, the champions, are heading home.
Well, do you know what, Germany? You've got what you deserve. They just haven't done enough. There's 4 or 5 minutes left. This is desperation. Poor defending from a set piece. Incredible scenes.
Well, that took a while as well. I'll tell you what, we've still got some football to be played here. Germany bottom of the group now. South Korea ahead of them in their head-to-head. Sweden leading Mexico 3-0. VAR has played a part as we thought it might. And Kim Young-gwon, a centre-back for South Korea, has almost certainly knocked Germany, the defending champions, out of the World Cup. Germany still have time though. They will still believe. Julian Brandt with a left-footed cross into the South Korean penalty area, cleared desperately high in the air, and the ball is going to go out for a throw. Quickly to Vicky Sparks, full time.
Full time, Mexico 0, Sweden 3, with the Mexico fans in Yekaterinburg in absolute raptures. They have not been watching their game at all. They've been glued to their phones watching
Hummels with a header. Oh, it's just over the bar from Mats Hummels. He tried the lob header over the keeper. It very nearly drifted under the bar. That could have given Germany a route back in, but he's missed. And Germany still 1-0 down. That was close.
It had to go in. Hummels inches away. Far post tries to head it back over Joe into the far corner. But they don't need one, they need two. The Germans do.
Cho, the goalkeeper, clears the ball downfield. My stopwatch says we played 5 minutes added time, but the VAR situation with the South Korean goal means I still think we've got 2 or 3 minutes here. But Germany effectively need 2 goals in 2 minutes. Never ever in their history as a nation have they failed to get out of the group stages. It's happening right here, right now. Kroos with the free kick forward. Gomez didn't know where it had gone. Oh, Neuer's playing left back. He's not even in goal, and Son Heung-min has got Zula under pressure.
What is he doing?
What on earth is going on? 5 minutes played of 6 of added time, but there's going to be more. Kroos goes long, flicked on into the box. Muller is chasing, so is Royce. Cho is out, the goalkeeper.
What is Neuer doing? He's playing left wing.
Throw-in. Oh, here is Neuer. He's on the ball on the left wing. He's tackled. Neuer's out of position. The ball is stumped long for Son. No. Son chases it. Can he keep this in place? He's going to score. Son, surely. It's all over. South Korea with an incredible win over Germany in Kazan. And that is that for the defending champions.
They're going to finish bottom of the group. They've been a shambles here in Kazan, and the World Cup slips from their grasp. They are out. South Korea 2, Germany 0. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, do you know what, Manuel Neuer? You're a disgrace. What is he doing? He's playing left wing. He's the goalkeeper. Push your centre-half forward. Why is he playing in that position? Ridiculous decision. One long ball. Son, an open goal. He can't miss. Germany, you've got what you deserve.
South Korea 2, Germany 0. South Korea's players still picking themselves up from the celebrations. Germany, a proud nation. The players are there ready to kick off. They know it's gone. And actually, South Korea today, a 2-0 win, had they been helped out by Mexico, could have got them through. They have been brilliant. Germany have been the opposite. Germany are out. Germany are out of the World Cup. If you've just come home, if you've just tuned in, that is a fact.
Well, who could have foreseen this result at the start of the day? The Germans, they always dig themselves out of trouble. They always find a way. They have that mental strength. Today, though, they've been well short.
We have now played over 7 minutes of added time. Germany 2-0 down. Gomez in the area, back to Muller, hits the shot, comes to Werner. Werner tries to find Kimmich on the edge of the box. It's only cleared as far as Kroos. Now Julian Brandt has it, edge of the area, trying to make something happen. What a save from Cho! Still not cleared just yet. Flying to his right, a stunning save to keep the ball out, and it's going to go out for a Germany throw. This place is going to go berserk when the full-time whistle blows. Ozil on the ball, couple of step overs. I'm keeping my eyes on the referee to see if he's going to look at his watch. 8 minutes of added time played. South Korea 2, Germany 0. Kroos' ball in. Hummels is here on the volley. Shots deflected. It's not going to happen for Germany today. That's a corner. They're on their way home.
Well, even the Germans can't score 3 in a minute. Not even the mighty Germans.
Corner comes in then. Last knockings of the game. Deep towards Werner. Werner heads it up in the air. Nodded away. Neuer's waiting in the middle, trying to get on the end of something. Werner's cross comes bouncing into the near post.
They'll get another one here.
Cho punches it clear. Only as far as Kroos on the edge of the area. Kroos is looking for a teammate. That's Muller. Muller's curling ball in, and Hummels has missed another header. It's almost as if there's an invisible force field in front of that South Korean goal. It just will not go in. Well, South Korea 2, Germany 0.
Just clipped the top of the bar. He could have had a hat-trick of headers. Hummels, another opportunity. He's dejected. Head in hands. It's over. The World Cup champions are out.
Well, it happened to Italy in 2010, it happened to Spain in 2014, and it's happening to Germany right here, right now, in 2018. History being made in Kazan because of South Korea. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and that 2-0 defeat for Germany sends them home. The defending champions are out. For the first time in their history, they've not made it through to the group stages, and they didn't deserve to. They finished bottom of the group. They've been terrible today. South Korea have been magnificent. And Chris Sutton, I can't really believe what has happened in front of our eyes.
The World Cup winners. There's a way to bow out of a tournament. That wasn't one of them this afternoon. Lacklustre in the first half. Yes, they improved a little bit in the second half, but they got what they deserved. And the second goal, they were still maybe in it, but the second goal, what is Neuer doing? That sums it up. Loose cannon. What's he doing?
Germany's players sat down on the turf, stunned. They cannot believe it. It just does not happen to Germany. Well, it has in Russia. Sweden win the group. They beat Mexico 3-0. Mexico still go through in the runners-up spot. South Korea's 2-0 win means they finish third in the group. And Germany, the world champions, rock bottom and out. South Korea 2, Germany 0.
The official World Cup coverage on SJ Radio.
The competition has started. Here we go. So, Korea Republic out after beating Germany 2-0. The winners of the last World Cup, Germany, out of the competition, not winning one game in the group stages. Mexico losing against Sweden. That doesn't matter. Sweden are through, and so is Mexico. Sweden on top of the table with 6 points with a goal difference of 3. Mexico also with 6 points, minus 1 goal difference. That doesn't matter now. Mexico and Sweden through to the round 16. Korea Republic and Germany knocked out after that game. Now Germany and so now Sweden is now going to be playing second place Group F. So whoever which is rather going to be Brazil or Switzerland, Serbia or Costa Rica. We're giving you live coverage of Serbia and Brazil tonight from 7 o'clock, and updates from Costa Rica and Switzerland. So Mexico will join, will play first place of Group E, and Sweden will play first place of Group E. Of that, so history-making day then, Korea Republic beating Germany 2-0. The first team to knock Germany off of the round 16. The first time Germany's gone home through the group stages since 1936. Of course, winners of 2014's World Cup and 2011's World Cup. They are out. Sweden, Mexico in after the 3-0 defeat against Sweden after a penalty and an own goal from Mexico. I'm sure they're not too bothered though. Tomorrow then, 3 o'clock, Japan and Poland, and Senegal and Colombia. We're going to give you live coverage of course of Senegal and Colombia, and then at 7 o'clock we're giving you coverage of England and Belgium with updates from Tunisia and Panama. That doesn't matter though. Japan and Poland and Senegal and Colombia, the 3 o'clock kickoffs is where all the actions are. I'll tell you for why, because Japan 4 points, Senegal with 4 points, Colombia 3 points with 2 goal difference, and Poland -4, 0 goal difference. So Senegal and Colombia. Senegal and Colombia, of course, and Japan and Poland. Japan pretty much through anyway. Senegal can also go through if they beat Colombia. That will give them a score advantage of 7, knocking Japan off. Now Colombia can beat Poland as well, which will knock Japan off of the thing. So it's still anyone's game in Group H. Group E, Group G, England's group tomorrow, of course, England and Belgium both through. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if England lose 10-0, 5-0, whatever. England and Belgium are through. Group F's in. Sweden and Mexico are through. Korea Republic and Germany are out. And tonight, Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia and Costa Rica all battle it out. Still anyone's game. Serbia can still go through. Switzerland and Brazil can still come out. Costa Rica cannot go through though. So, after all that, we're going to take a couple of hours break. We'll be back at 7 o'clock with the next game, which I just told you. With the next game, which is Serbia and Brazil. But on this day, Germany out of the World Cup after being beaten 2-0. Goalkeeper, why are you outside your box?
World Cup. This is SJ Radio.